I love begonias. There's so many different kinds. They're tall ones, short ones. They come in all different varieties, different colors. And I love that so many of them are so easy to grow and so easy to propagate.
I like easy.
So I wanted to show you a few really easy ways to demonstrate how to propagate some of our favorite begonias here. And you can do it a couple different ways, and part of that depends on how the begonia grows. For instance, it's this little eyelash begonia. And I believe this is a cross between a Rex and a Rhizomatous begonia. Those are both pretty similar. Rex begonias just grow directly from the ground. Their stems come out straight from the ground without a stem. Rhizomatous begonias do get a little bit of a rhizome going. They get a bit of a stem creeping across the ground.
Got it.
But you can propagate both of those just from leaf cuttings. And to demonstrate that, a leaf cutting.
So some leaf cutting, okay.
I'm gonna cut, what's that, about an inch below the leaf. I'm gonna use this pot as our example again.
Okay.
And you're just gonna push this into the soil to right where that leaf touches the soil. And it's gonna develop roots and develop a whole new leaf system coming out right there where it's touching the soil. So
That's
if you wanted to make a whole pot of these, I'm just gonna demonstrate in this same pot.
So it doesn't matter if the leaf touches the soil? Because when you say, yeah, you don't want the leaves to touch the soil.
Oh, in this case, you do
So
want
you do.
the leaves to
good.
touch the soil.
Okay.
Some people put it in just so that little bit of stem is covered, but I like to push it all the way up until the leaf. I find a little better success that way.
Yeah, you got it all the way in. Okay.
And once you get a plant like this growing, they grow a lot. They grow lots of leaves. If I don't want to affect the overall look of the parent plant, I might just take off the lower leaves. You know, plants are going to shed their lower leaves anyway, so you know it's only a matter of time before these are going to turn brown and come off.
Wow, about that.
And you can use those, cut them down each a little bit.
Wow, okay.
And
You've done this a
then-
couple of times?
I've done this a few times, yeah, I sure have.
I can tell.
And it's just as simple as that. Just stick them right into that soil. You can even kind of layer over the leaves a little bit. They don't mind. Even this little baby guy, it's going to be okay. So you stick that in, you kind of end up with a pretty little layered look there. Then you're going to water that in, just like any of your other plants. Just water it in well until the soil is running out the bottom.
Okay.
And then leave it, maybe water it once a week after that.
Wow.
This might appreciate more of a humidity dome
Okay,
rather
gotcha.
than just the stem cane cuttings, but they should grow well without. Especially this eyelash begonia is so easy. It's so easy to grow.
So easy to grow, she says.
So this was so easy. So this is how to do it. So this is a before, and like you said, I have done this a few times. So I have results. These are some that I did that to.
Beautiful. All right.
That I started about maybe 4 months ago.
Okay.
So each of these was just a little leaf stuck into this soil. And by now it's a whole new plant and they're even blooming.
Yes, beautiful.
And so these are ready at this point to be potted up into a bigger pot.
Okay.
And it'll grow. Each of these, the leaves are going to stay small. These were grown in little cell packs. So the leaves are going to stay small. But once I move it up into a bigger pot, the leaves will be ready to get larger and just fill out and become its own big, beautiful blooming plant.
Got it. That is nice.
And it really is that easy.
It is that easy.
It's that easy.
Right.
So this is a beefsteak begonia.
Okay.
Popular one, beautiful red underneath.
Yeah.
Nice green, shiny green, olive green on top. And this is another super easy one to grow from leaf cuttings. So again, also this does develop a little bit of a rhizome. When you can get into there and see it, it gets thick with rhizomes. You can get into the rhizome to cut it up, but they are so easy from leaf cuttings.
Interesting.
And when I do the leaf cuttings, I do like, you could take any of them. You could take any of the leaves. I do like to work from the bottom up because these are the leaves that are naturally just going to be shed first as they age. It also leaves you with a still real pretty looking plant. So if you went in here and start whacking away at those. It's just going to destroy the look of the plant until it grows back. So with my little pruners, I'm just cutting off some of these lowest leaves.
Yeah, again, just the underside of these leaves.
Isn't that beautiful? The beautiful red,
that's nice.
Orangey shades, makes a real nice contrast. You see these stems are kind of long.
Yeah.
I prefer to just cut them down a little bit, about that size. And then you don't have to do this, but I often do because this is a pretty large leaf. Yeah. I also will just cut down that leaf to size.
Okay.
Just because that way there isn't so much that this brand new little plant has to support.
Okay.
And then you'll stick it into the soil. I like to press it down until the leaf top is against the soil. And you can break it with your fingers and cut it with your tool, with your plant tool.
Or just tear it.
Or just tear it.
Yeah.
And then again, just push it down into the soil so that it's in touch with the surface. And you can kind of experiment with this, maybe taking off some of these bigger leaves, maybe leaving them, seeing how that works for you. Some people will even plant this on one pot and will put slits in these major leaves, and new leaves can develop that way as well.
How about that? Okay.
I have more success with rooting it from that center petiole.
Okay.
So that's usually what I go with.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, don't be shy. Just cut away that extra leaf material.
Yeah, you could just pack them in there. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, overlapping a little bit.
As long as you get the stem in there.
Yeah, as long as the stem is in there, in contact with the soil. In as little as 2 weeks, you may start seeing new little leaves growing up through the center, and they're so cute when you do. Little tiny bright green leaflets.
They're cute, huh?
They are, of course, little baby plants are adorable. So when you get this home, you're going to water this well until you have water running out the bottom.
All right.
And then don't water it again for a week. Maybe water it once a week or so after that. Within a couple weeks, you'll probably start seeing little plantlets, and then eventually they'll just get bigger and bigger. And before you know it, you'll have
something like that.
You'll have a great big beefsteak plant again.
Oh, that'd be nice. So tell us again about the light conditions.
Light conditions for this one, they do like bright light, almost full sun. In the winter, they can take full sun because the sun is just not as strong in the winter.
Right.
So this one is actually sitting in full sun in our greenhouse right now.
Okay.
But here in a couple weeks, as the sun gets a little stronger, I'll move it under a shade cloth so that it doesn't burn. But these can take a lot of light and actually have the best color in strong light.
Colors. Jill, that was great. Thank you for those propagation techniques.
Do you feel like you could propagate a begonia now?
Yeah, I feel like I may be able to do that.
Okay, very good.
Thank you much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.